if we were in the Final Four at the end of the season, Clay Helton gets an extension. If we lose a game, he probably gets fired. Well, guess what? We lost the game. And I think this was the situation. Mike Bone, the athletic director, had an opportunity to evaluate Clay Helton over a period of time, and he came away feeling, along with Carol Foltz, the president of the university, that it was time to make a leadership change. And, you know, when you are proud of your university and you want to see your university talked about with the likes of the Alabamas, the Clemson, the Ohio States of the world right now in college football, that is something that you want to hear. You don't want to hear that Oregon in the Pac-12 is, you know, head and shoulders above the USC football program. You don't want to hear that, because as much money as Phil Knight has and as much money as Phil Knight can pump into Oregon's athletic program, Phil Knight is not the University of Southern California. I'll touch down in deeper conversation and roots, Paul. If you go back to 1970 and the late Sam Bam Cunningham, and I tell people this all the time, I say, he is the reason the SEC is the SEC. He integrated African Americans, or he better yet, his play persuaded Bear Bryant to integrate the Alabama football program. But that was all part of USC. When you have that rich history of something, you want to make sure that that continues. And we got away from that. We got away from that rich history, and now we're trying to get back there, and hopefully whoever they hire as the next head coach will understand this is not a university and this is not a game to play with when you come to be a Trojan head coach.
And Keyshawn, I want to talk about that for a second, because you're right. And you know, we're a lot of younger people watching or listening. I mean, they know Pete Carroll and they've seen what's happened since then. But John McKay is one of the greatest coaches in college football history. John Robinson. There's a long line of SC coaches who are part of the Hall of Fame and who helped build this. When you played there, you grew up in Los Angeles. I'm curious what it was like to be part of that university, because it has lost some of that, at least from a perceptive standpoint.
You know, Paul, I grew up a stone throw away from the university. My apartment building, we can sit on top. It's almost like the Chicago Cubs stadium. I can sit on top of our roof and watch Mark McGwire hit a home run or Randy Johnson strike out people when I was growing up. That was all I knew. If you didn't want to go to USC, it was either one thing: you were not good enough. It wasn't a matter of anything. It wasn't even close to anything other than, well, he's probably not good enough, that's why he's going somewhere else. In this day and age, we got players leaving Southern California to go all over the country. That is not acceptable. You breathe Cardinal and gold. It's the one program on the West Coast that I would say people support the university's football program even though they didn't attend the university. I'll say it again. There are people that are USC fans that did not attend the university. That is how rich the supporting system is in the football program. And it's I remember running out of the tunnel in 1995. And when I came out of the Coliseum tunnel and I stepped on the grass, Paul, you thought I was a 6-year-old baby who stepped on a nail. I cried with big tears because I finally got a chance to run out of the tunnel with a USC uniform on. And it was an amazing feeling. And that is what we have always been about, guys dreaming as kids of becoming USC football players. You go to Baton Rouge, Louisiana, there are kids who dream of running out of the LSU tunnel. You go to Alabama, oh my God, there are kids that dream of running out of Alabama's tunnel. Well, that's not the case at USC anymore, and we've got to get back to that.
Keyshawn, the question that's been asked all day long, or at least since yesterday, is, what should the leadership at this university, your university, do? I know you are part of that You'll be consulted. You'll be asked. What would you tell them if and when they ask you?
Let's just get it right. Let's get it right. Let's not rush. Let's not do something for self-preservation. A lot of times we felt as part of the university and that the several hires in the past was because the athletic department, many people were in the athletic department for many years. So the easy thing was, hey, let's hire somebody that was a part of Pete Carroll's situation, and we now could be taken care of and make sure it's self-preservation. We don't go anywhere. Everything will be fine. Let's hire Lane Kiffin. Let's hire Steve Sarkisian. Oh, let's fire Lane Kiffin. Let's not go and bring anybody up. We're going to get Sark. Oh, let's fire Sark. Oh, the best thing to do is just hire somebody on his staff. Then self-preservation. What I would say, though, to that is, at that time, based on where Steve Sarkisian was in his personal life and where our university was, the best thing to do was hire somebody who calmed the waters, and that guy was Clay Helton. He was not going to create the same sort of issues that a young, immature Lane Kiffin created or a young, immature Steve Sarkisian created for the university. It was going to be stabilized, and hopefully he would mature into that head coaching role and get us over the top for the national championship. Now, we've seen that. Now we need to hire somebody that can take us to the next step. Who that somebody is right now, Paul, I have no idea. I know what that person will look like when I see it, but right now I don't know.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.